Morning. Happy Wednesday. Sunny today. Not dark and dreary. Today's going to be a good day. I woke up this morning and I asked myself, what does unconditional love mean? What does it truly mean? To love unconditionally. To love without asking for anything in return. That's the way God loves me. God's been there for me through it all. Through each season of my life. Through the darkest seasons of my life. And through some of the seasons of my life that I felt uncomfortable. I don't realize it while I'm in it until I look back and I feel better. That God never left. When I was in dark places and in my mind, literally, God was always in the corner of the room, in the back of my car, wherever. Never letting me go, unconditionally. Never making me feel like, how could you? That was always me. What a great day to be clean, sober. What a great day ahead of me. Life has a funny way of working itself out when I stay clean. And it feels a lot better when I know that I'm not alone. When I have something out there that has my best interest at heart. Nowadays, I practice leaning on God. When I feel uncomfortable, like my skin wants to crawl, I know where to go. I know what to watch. I know what to write. It's a practice I didn't used to do. The serenity prayer. The God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. And the courage to change the things I can. Every season of my life that I have a certain type of struggle or feels like it's maybe more than I want to handle, not more than I can handle. I'm still here, so I can handle it. Usually has that attached to it. And if I really dig deep enough, and I think about the Lord as my shepherd, I shall not want, then I'll let Him lead me down green pastures and lay beside still waters. But a lot of the times in my life, I'm not willing to do that. There are times in my life that I don't want to surrender. It's like I want. So can you help? But that's not what it says. And accepting the things that I cannot change is the key to unlocking the serenity in my life. Even when I don't feel like it, knowing that this too shall pass, knowing that what I'm feeling, I'm supposed to feel. Understanding that loving unconditionally means giving love because it's an action, no matter what the outcome. No matter if I'm going to get my way or not. It's so easy to give love when you feel like you're going to get something in return. But the benefit of loving no matter what, giving no matter what, and then being able to look back and saying, I'm able to do that even if there's hope, but knowing that I can look back at seasons of my life of this last year and a half and say that, yeah, I might have made some mistakes But the love that I've given and the things that I've done, I don't regret. Somebody told me to, don't live in shame and have no regrets. And, they're right. And I don't. When I look back and I say, did I act a certain way? Was it wrong? Yeah, there's some character defects for sure. I tend to go all in, and I know that can be a bit much, but I don't regret it. When I go about things giving it my all, at least I gave it my all. And I know that that has a lot to do with what God does for me. God gives me His all. And learning to love myself in the process is a constant, ongoing process. I could be at a point in my life where I feel like, okay, here, I'm at this point in my life where I feel like everything is great. And then something comes along where I'm to give, I'm to love, and to learn. And those are the moments in my life where I'm learning the best. Especially when it's like uncomfortable. I'm learning the best. Because those are the moments in my life where I get to I'm put into this situation where I'm given an opportunity to make a decision. And that decision is, do I want to be positive about this, or do I want to find some type of negativity in this? Because my whole life I did that. My whole life, if I didn't get my way, then it was all about indifference, and it was all about intolerance, and it was all about how can I make myself not feel a certain way anymore? Whether it was substance, or it was going to anger, or it was going to, trying to calculate in my head a story which I'm making up, so I can feel better about a situation that has nothing to do with me. And learning to have gratitude. Learning to have gratitude. I heard a story yesterday, and in that story, I heard a lot of pain. And I heard I heard myself in that story, how I used to be. And I was able to help in a different way. Even when I'm feeling a certain way, I was able to come from a place of gratitude, acceptance, surrender. There are times in my life I do not want to surrender. I want it to be what I thought it would be. But see, it might not be that way. And it might be that way. I don't know. What I do know is that how I act is my choice. How I go about is my choice. I'm going to have insecurities. And that's just the bottom line. I'm going to have times in my life where I feel like, I feel less than. But knowing that God loves me unconditionally gives me this understanding of what that means and how to be. Loving without conditions. Loving no matter what. No matter the outcome. How it's going to turn out. Because either I set out to help, or I didn't. And I set out to help. When I get a call from somebody who's struggling and they just want to unload, and I'm able to love without any type of return. That's why I got clean. That's why I set out for this. I told myself I want to help people. So help people. And I feel good about myself today. Sure, I've got some underlining stuff that I'm working through. But in that working through, I'm able to lean on something instead of lean on something else. And tell myself, I'm so grateful that, like, I didn't get loaded yesterday. I'm so grateful that I didn't think shitty thoughts yesterday, and that I was able to come up with gratitudes. Like, I'm so grateful for this last season of my life. I'm so grateful for the people that I come across. I'm so grateful that if things don't work out my way, I can find gratitude in it. And it's a practice, even if I don't want to feel like that, even if I want to just isolate, even if I want to hide. What helps me is the routines that I do. Doing them no matter what. Not saying, you know what, I don't feel like it today, so I'm not going to. Saying that this is the moment, this is my moment in which I can either stay in negativity, which is human, or I can say, man, I am so grateful that I got to experience that. And I got to be good during it. And sure, like, I can get a little carried away. Maybe a lot. But at the same time, it all came from a place of love, kindness. With God in mind. And so today, I'm grateful I'm clean. I'm grateful that it's sunny today. I'm grateful that I can have this attitude of gratitude. And I'm grateful that I practice that even when I'm not feeling it too much. And I'm grateful for the people in my life that show me that even in their dark, they can find gratitude, they can be kind, they can be nice. And for the people I can help when they're not feeling like it. Like, to know that I might be able to make a difference in somebody's life and be outside myself is why I said I wanted to help people. And I'm truly blessed that I have a God that loves me the way I want to be loved, and shows me that no matter what, it's okay, it's all good, it's okay, it's all going to work out, and it'll work out. All things will come together for the greater good through God. So today is a good day, and I hope whoever's watching this has a good day today too. And even if you're living in pain or darkness or whatever, that you're able to make it through each minute, through each hour, through each day, and know that your higher power or God loves you, even if you're not leaning towards it. It's there working for you no matter what. And when you choose to lean towards it, it will help you through whatever uncomfortability, whatever unmanageability you've got going on. And if you're staying clean through it all, or sober through it all, that it's all working out. And when you look back, your future self is going to thank you for how you're fighting through it. So you got this, just like I got this. We got this, and together we do it. Have a good day. Take care.